All the studs on this are 17mm. You also have a locking nut. Don't undo the locking nut with an impact gun if you have one. Reason why, you can round it off, do it with a breaker bar or something along those lines. Well, as you can see, all the nuts are out, but this wheel does not want to come off. What you need to do is give it a good hit with a hammer up here, or a tap should I say, or give it a good kick, but I usually use my foot like this. Well, you can see that's really stuck on, so I'll put the camera on the tripod and show you how I get it off. As you can see, a good few kicks and it comes off. It's better to do it with your foot if you can. It saves damaging the alloy or anything if you miss and hit the alloy with the hammer. Reason why it gets stuck, you get crap building up around there. So we'll give this a good clean with a wire brush before it goes back on. Anyway, the pads, if you look down there, you can see they're quite worn. So we'll go through the process now, show you what tools are required to do the job. First of all, you need to get this off. I've not actually got a knack to it, there might be a knack to getting it off. I'll get a little flat blade screwdriver, I put it in to there, and then I push that way. And as you can see, it pushes, there's a little tang behind there. So that comes out there like that. There's quite a bit of pressure on this, so just watch your fingers. You get a screwdriver upon this piece and pop it back. It comes off. Around the back of the caliper, you've got these bits here. Try and keep the camera angle good to show you. Inside there, you've got your slider bolts. There's a little plastic cap. There, look, that pops out, and you've got a slider bolt in there, which is a number 8, like a Allen key. Sorry, it's a number 8 Allen key, but I use like Allen key splits on a socket. You've also got exactly the same underneath it at the bottom of the caliper, right there. You can see it there. So these are not too tight, so we'll get them off now. It's quite hooked at a nice angle on this. The Allen key's in there now, and this is set to loosen. I've not actually touched this yet. As you can see, that's with a ratchet. I won't advise cracking nuts with a ratchet, but it's not that tight. That's nice and loose now. So get that pulled out all the way, and we'll do the bottom one as well. You need to pull both of these all the way out. You can't actually drop this caliper back like a lot of the calipers. You actually have to take it off. So I did try tipping it either way. There's like little tabs there which stop it being tipped. So it's just easier to take the bolts out, but do not let this hang on the brake pipe. It's a big no-no. You could damage your brake pipe. You do not want that. Right, we'll get this caliper off now. Once you've undone the slider bolts, see if I can get you in close enough. You can see the thread down there. It's a bit of a tight, it's tight inside there with a rubber. There's a rubber there. So what you need to do is carefully get a screwdriver on the thread once it's fully undone. And as you can see, then you can push the thread back off from inside the slider bolt. What you want to do is just push it all the way back, so it's back into the housing where it comes from. So it's just out the way, just like that. That's what you need to try and do. Do it on both, and then with a little persuasion, the caliper will come off. And that's it, that's your brake caliper off. Obviously you can't see these bits properly on the back, but now you can. Take that out. You got like a little hole in there, and that's where those caps come from. It's just basically to stop any rubbish and road grime getting in there onto the slider bolts. As you can see, the slider bolt's like an Allen key. So yeah, what I'll do is give these a quick clean, the slider bolts, put a little tiny bit of grease on them. It just helps them slide in and out nicely, because right now they're quite tight. Then you get your brake pad, around the back of it right there, you've got a brake wear sensor wire coming off it, which runs around here. It's clipped in down there, it's also clipped in there, it's also clipped in up there, and then it runs down to this little box that has little plastic clips on it. Try and give you a bit of closer of a view on there. So what I've done is I've unplugged the sensor there. Just got a little clip on the car side right there. You just depress that little clip there and it pops apart. I'm now going to pull the pad out. Pad comes out, it's like on a clip like that. I need two hands really, I don't want to damage the wire, but you got to just feed this wire back through the back of the caliper, through the gap there, and yeah, that's it. Put the camera down and I'll get on with it now. I didn't actually get another brake pad wear sensor. I've managed just to get this off the old pad, which is slotted into there like that. It slots into there. But getting it off, I've damaged it on this side. It just crumbled. So as you can see, that metal bracket's about to fall off, the little metal clip. So I'm going to have to get another one of these, hopefully. They're expensive, but I didn't get one in the brake pad kit. But that's probably what you get for buying cheaper brake pads. But I wanted to give them a try, see what they're like, rather than spending loads on Brembos or something. Thought I'd try these and just, yeah, rule them out if they're no good. But see if I can get this fitted to the new pad. And if I can, it's a bonus, and hopefully it'll be alright. If not, I need to order one of these, and I'll advise you lot to get a new wear sensor. Maybe that's what I should have done. There's a bit damage on it there as well, and it's damaged on the back, so it might be faulty now maybe, but only one way to find out, isn't there? Well, looking at this, it's clipped back in, it's holding itself in place, so it might be alright, hopefully. Yeah, looks like it's good. It's damaged on that side there, I don't know if you can see. It is minor, but I don't know if you pick it up on the camera. So I maybe should have got a new one of these. Right then, pushing the piston back in. If you've seen any of my other brake pad change videos, you'll see that I've released the bleed nipple to push the piston back in. I'll try and do this with the camera on the stand so you can see actually how easy it is if you release the bleed nipple on it, and then you just bleed your brakes up after with a bit of assistance, which is usually my wife or my daughter. So it's not difficult and anyone can do it, but I'll show you on the video now. What you want to do is turn the caliper around from that position now, flip it 180 degrees, being careful with the brake pipe, make sure that's solid. Your bleed nipples at the top here, just clean any dust or loose crap off first, pop it back, and there's your bleed nipple. What I generally advise is get the spanner on straight away, which is an 11mm. Get your spanner on, and then immediately after that get the pipe on it, just to stop any crap falling in there. You get your pipe onto there like that. You want a nice tight fitting pipe. Yeah, you want a nice tight fitting pipe, and push it on as far as you can. The bleed nipple is now nice and loose, so what we'll do is flip this caliper back over again. You can see there's brake fluid starting to come out as now without even touching it, so it's just letting the pressure off the piston. Flip this over a second, just watch your brake pipe, and there's the piston. One hand, I can't actually show you the piston, but this is just one-handed. You can see the fluid now going down into the tub, and that piston's nearly back in. See it go in there? As soon as the piston's back in, just pinch that bleed nipple back up. Right, I'm ready to replace the pads now. What I've done is, anywhere metal to metal contacts, I've added a little bit of copper grease. Not a lot, it is literally just a tiny little bit, but it's just a bit on either of those tabs. To replace the pad, this one literally just slides out, like so. Refitting the new pad, literally put it in place there, top and bottom. And that's the new pad fitted. The rear pad has to be pushed into the piston, but I've got to refeed this brake wear wire, so I'll do that off the camera. It's just a bit easier to refeed it through, and I'll show you where it all clips in and where it goes to. as before. Anywhere metal contacts metal, I've added just a little tiny bit of copper grease. Same on those points up there. So as you can see there, that's the way I do it. This one just presses into place. Right, the brake pad wear sensor wire clips into the top of the pad there. Show you on this pad quickly. It's a little groove there, look, and it clips into there. The wire runs through the back of the caliper there, and what it does then, it comes out through there. Let me see my finger there. It runs out through there, comes down, loops around, and goes into that bracket right there. Goes up just a few inches into another bracket right there. It loops over and goes into another bracket right there, and then it's all tucked away and plugged in together neatly in that little box. There's little plastic tabs on the box which open out, and there's the little plastic clip is right there. It's a bit of a fiddly clip, just be careful with it, 'cause I'm guessing that over time that could get brittle. But yeah, just make sure the grommet's pushed in bottom and pushed in the top, up there and there, so it's watertight. Close it, make sure both clips are in, and that's your brake wear sensor done. And now I'll refit the caliper. Refitting this, I've not actually found the best way. I get the top in first, and then with a screwdriver get the bottom in. You gotta get this tab behind there, and then it's a bit fiddly, as you can see. And that's it. Well, that's the caliper refitted now. All we got to do now is bleed the brakes. So we'll get this bit of pipe back on here. Get it on as far as it'll go. And by the way, this is a bit of window screen washer tubing. The spanner back on. Now we'll go under the bonnet and I'll show you where the brake fluid reservoir is. You might come under and think, can't see it. Well, it's right there. Underneath this panel, there's just one clip down this side here. Give it a gentle pull, bit of persuasion. As you put your finger in that hole there, give it a pull. It sort of flaps upwards, back on itself. It pulls out the tabs at the back, and then it slides out of there. And there it is, hiding under there. What I'll do is top this up with fluid before I bleed the brakes, and then we'll go back down the bottom and I'll get an assistant in the car to do the brake pedal, and I'll be outside the car doing that bit. On. Off. On. Off. On. Almost finished now. We've just bled all the brakes. Everything's refitted. Just don't forget to refit your caps that go in back in where the little Allen key slider bolts are. You've got one top and bottom. It's not the end of the world if you don't refit them, but you just get loads of dirt and crap in there, and it'll just make it more difficult next time getting the Allen key in. Then get this wheel refitted, and then we'll go in and reset the brake pad service soon light. Gonna get these brake wear sensors reset because I'm down to 170 mile. You press and hold the button down on the left hand side there for about 10 seconds. It'll come up saying reset possible. Press and hold it again, and it'll say perform reset. Press and hold it again, and it should say reset in progress. Hopefully it'll reset now. It wouldn't reset before because the wear sensors had it basically, but it's actually reset successfully now, as you can see. And the rear brakes need doing soon too, so I'll get a video of that. And that's the reset procedure. When you go and check now in the iDrive system, everything here comes up as okay. If you click your front brake pads, they're back up to 23,000 miles, so they'll obviously go down depending how you drive. And that's it. That's how you do the full brake pad change and change the sensors, reset the brake wear sensors. I did try to reset it on the video before, but it wouldn't actually reset because when I took the pads out, I actually broke the wear sensor a little bit chipped off it. So I thought I'd try it, but no, it wasn't going to have it. Alright then, thanks for watching. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, and you'll get a lot more videos like this.
Faded in this dark and smoky room, with your face reflecting bright green, brights and blues. You know I kinda want to disappear with you, but I don't think that is what I would usually do. You know it's just like I felt the heat the moment he pressed his lips up against mine. Don't wanna fuck this whole thing up like I do every time. Fire is burning through this silence. I can't take it, can't control this flame.